And then with Ja, he's a funny guy. He has a lot to say all the time, especially for a guy who rarely takes accountability. But you know what? That's for another day.
What did Ja have to say on this occasion?
Nothing of intelligent depth. It was really just his just running his mouth, and he's been running his mouth for a long time, and it's funny to run your mouth when you're on the bench.
You feel like you get the same joy right now? Do we used the same thing?
No.
No. This actually happened. A four-time NBA champion looked Ja Morant straight in the eyes and labeled him a wasted talent on national television. Klay Thompson didn't hide behind a podcast, didn't wait months, and didn't leak it through some mystery source. He said it loud, clear, and directly into a microphone while the cameras were still rolling. Minutes after the final buzzer, Klay went in. No filter, no pause. And the wild part? Nobody pushed back. Not the media, not former players, not even Ja's own circle. Some of his teammates even rushed to defend him, which says everything about the situation. The NBA world had just witnessed a moment that would echo far beyond that single game.
We all want to see him out there and do his best, but he's just been letting a lot of other stuff in the way of that. We need that in the NBA. We need our best players to be out there, and when you're a star, it comes with a great responsibility. I hate to see that go to waste.
What Klay did that night wasn't mere trash talk. It was a full-blown public takedown. By the time he finished speaking, the damage was done. He dropped statements about Ja that don't fade, don't rewind, and don't disappear. Here's the kicker: Ja didn't even play that game. He was on the bench in street clothes, sidelined with yet another injury, and somehow still managed to spark beef with one of the most respected champions the league has ever seen. So what really set this off? Why did Klay choose this exact moment to put Ja on blast in front of the entire basketball world? And the uncomfortable question nobody wants to ask, was Klay actually right about everything he said? November 22nd was supposed to be a calm, regular matchup between Memphis and Dallas. Instead, it became the stage for one of the most talked about post-game moments in recent memory.
I just want to know when, Ja became tough. If you really won't smoke with him, right? Why you don't extend your arm all the way? Why you got the bend in the elbow to point in the face? You fake tough and you fake like you won't smoke with the dude?
Ja had tweaked his calf about a week earlier against Cleveland and was ruled out. Simple. He sat on the bench in a sweatsuit, watching like any injured star should. That should have been the end of the story. Memphis handled business, winning 102-96 against a solid Dallas team. Clean win. No chaos needed. And yet, somehow, this night turned into something way bigger than basketball. What should have been a quiet post-game moment became a dramatic spectacle that no one could ignore.
If you're not on the floor backing it up, if you're in the team jumpsuit, be quiet and cheer on your team.
Everyone should have been walking off the court once the buzzer sounded. Game over. Story finished. But Ja Morant had different plans. Still in street clothes, still without playing a single minute, Ja marched onto the floor and went straight at Klay Thompson's face. Pointing, jawing, loud enough that security had to rush in and split them up. Let that sink in. A guy who didn't even suit up was trying to start smoke with a four-time NBA champion. And Ja wasn't done there. Moments later, his teammate Cam Spencer was doing a normal post-game interview, just answering questions, no drama. Then Ja walked right up, jumped into the mic, and hijacked the entire moment. He hyped Cam's shooting while sneak dissing Klay's performance. Here's the problem: the numbers didn't back him up. Cam Spencer hit 3 threes. Klay Thompson hit 6. Klay literally doubled him from deep that night. Yet Ja was talking shooting trash to a guy who clearly outshot the player he was hyping, all while wearing a sweatsuit because he couldn't even play. Most players would have let it go. Most players wouldn't chase headlines during a regular season game. But Klay Thompson isn't most players. He walked into the post-game press conference and went straight demolition. Calm, controlled, no yelling. Just a man with 4 championship rings speaking his truth. He opened by calling Ja a funny guy, but not in a good way. He pointed out that Ja always has something to say, especially for someone who almost never takes accountability. This wasn't basketball criticism. This was a character call-out. Klay wasn't talking about jump shots or defense. He was talking about who Ja is as a person. Klay kept going, saying there was zero depth or intelligence behind what Ja was saying, just non-stop noise. He made it clear this wasn't a one-time moment. Ja's been running his mouth for a long time, and a future Hall of Famer was telling the world that a young star brings nothing meaningful to the table, just empty talk. Then came the line that froze the room. "It's funny to run your mouth when you're on the bench." He paused. Then added, "It's kind of the story of Ja's career so far." 5 words that summed it all up: talent, highlights, hype, but still unfinished. Klay didn't whisper what people say behind closed doors. He said it out loud. One last shot landed before he wrapped up. Everyone wants to see Ja out there at his best, but too many other things keep getting in the way. And then the final word: wasted talent. That's how Klay Thompson labeled Ja Morant in front of the entire basketball world. Not struggling. Not inconsistent. Wasted. Like the best version of Ja might already be behind him. What made Klay's words hit differently wasn't volume, it was credibility. Almost anyone else saying this would sound like noise. Coming from Klay Thompson, it landed like a verdict. For championship rings don't lie. He's a core piece of one of the greatest NBA dynasties of all time. He tore his ACL and Achilles in back-to-back injuries and fought his way back. He knows what greatness costs. He knows discipline. He knows accountability. And he knows what it's like to sit injured and watch from the sideline, just like Ja did that night. The difference? Klay didn't walk onto the court starting drama. He didn't chase headlines. He kept his head down, put in the work, and let his moment come. And when it did, he came back winning another championship. That's why his criticism hits so heavy. After Klay's quotes went viral, you'd expect someone to defend Ja. But no one did. Not a teammate. Not a coach. Not a friend. Instead, the floodgates opened. Former players, NBA vets, analysts, they all lined up on Klay's side. Kenyon Martin called Ja fake tough for his bent elbow confrontation. Chandler Parsons added, "If you're not on the floor backing it up, stay quiet and cheer for your squad." The silence from Ja's camp was deafening. When the entire basketball world sides with the man who just called you out, that speaks louder than words ever could. And the numbers back it up. Memphis performs better without Ja. Before his injury, they were 4-10. After, 7-3. With Ja on the floor, Memphis ranks dead last in passes per possession. His ball dominance produces less than 1 point per touch, the worst among high-usage players in the league. Even his supposed redemption night against Utah tells the same story: 21 points, 10 assists, double-double, but Memphis lost. Against a team they had beaten 5 straight times. Stats and results keep reinforcing Klay's point. Now, executives openly see Ja as a risky asset. Injuries, off-court incidents, declining impact, and a massive contract, combined with passive-aggressive press moments, have lowered his trade value and league reputation. Before Klay's comments, criticizing Ja felt risky. After? The floodgates opened. At 26, he should be in his prime. Instead, he's flirting with a narrative similar to Ben Simmons, a talented player derailed by everything outside of pure skill. Klay didn't just win a verbal exchange. He reshaped the way the league sees Ja Morant. The question now, can Ja prove him wrong, or will Klay's prediction follow him for the rest of his career? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was Klay out of line, or did Ja bring this on himself? Can he turn it around, or is this the story of his career so far?